Friday, February 21st.
That's correct.
Wow.
Always a Friday. Central. Crew's back together. Marty, Ev, myself, Clemmer. Didn't think we'd start with this, but I think we have to. There's a lot of action last night. People being like, you didn't watch. Reminder, I have 5 TVs. So I did watch.
Wow.
Canada beats.
Why 5? You didn't think 6? I don't know why I would.
It's 4? The wall. It's the wall.
The wall.
So the way the basement goes, you go in and it's a L type thing, and there's a wall that's catty cornered to the middle point of the L, and on that wall, it's you only have what you can work with. So you got the big one,
Yep.
the 2 littles, and then much to my wife's chagrin, I had 2 on the walls that are flat.
Does she
this
hate
wall and this wall. What?
Does she hate it?
Yeah, she don't. Enjoy it.
No woman would like 5.
So it's
TVs
it's that, and
You
then
know why your house looks like an Applebee's?
they're both angled down.
ESPN zone.
Best was we
$99.
it's the basement. We
Yeah, well,
switched.
she
Basement's different.
also has the base. She
Right.
sits in the basement.
No, there's some Bravo that goes
feminist,
on down
Marty.
there.
Not feminist. I'm just saying.
God forbid the guys with TVs in the
There's some Bravo that goes
Men
on
can't
down
even be men anymore.
there. Yeah.
I think they can.
We switched providers, cell phone providers recently.
Oh, wow.
Over the summer, and I was actually
It's a big decision.
it was one of the worst worst hours.
What to what?
Verizon to AT&T.
Wow.
Cricket?
What? No, AT&T.
Cricket.
Listen, I'll take something that's $9.99 right now.
I think cricket is.
I'll take it. But we switched to AT&T, and then
He's got the burner phones, the flip phones.
the
You could
guy,
have 4
In
contacts.
the wire.
it took forever. It took forever to switch over the phones, and I had to come back like an hour later when it updated or something like that. Or I told the guy, don't update mine. Like, cancel this update. I'll come back in an hour, and then I'll spend an hour at the store, one of those. And then when I went there, leaving, I only had flip-flops on, going up the escalator. I caught the stair wrong and was gushing. Did I tell you about
Yeah,
that?
you told the story. It was like I remember it was like last year.
Absolutely gushing blood, and then dropped the phone. I thought I cracked the brand new phone. Had to go back to the guy. No one noticed. I am gushing blood all over the carpet of the store. There's a literal blood trail in the mall.
We
to the
struggle
thing.
with
But
Jeffy Lowe fell down at
yeah. But the point
I still
of the
need
story
to-
was the guy was like, hey, have you thought about switching to cable? Because we can get you direct TV and this and that. My wife's like, don't even ask. He asked her about the cable. And she's like, I don't get involved. He has all his remotes down there. And it's fucking, she's like, it's like science. So I was
Crazy we don't have footage of Jeff falling down the apple.
Yeah.
He got that removed, I'm sure.
Had to have. And also, we almost
Pretty penny.
got into some trouble with YouTube TV people. They almost didn't have CBS.
I know it was
would've been
weird.
crazy.
It lasted like a day.
Yeah, well, I think people were outraged because the tournament's coming up.
100%,
That's a
yeah.
huge channel.
It also feels like feels like they do that. Remember the night ESPN went out on Spectrum apps?
Yeah.
The night the college football was opening, or
It's a
the,
plan.
like
It's a
they
planned
know what they're
deadline.
doing.
Smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
Right before the Knicks playoffs, it always
Oh.
felt like that was going on.
That kind of helps Phil's argument yesterday. When it gets close to the deadline,
It doesn't because
Yeah.
both options still have a deadline, Marty. That would be true
Right.
if both options
But they-
didn't.
yeah,
That
you
actually
missed
might
the
be a
best.
fat
You missed
Phil
the best
W.
argument yesterday.
Yeah, it's a big win for Phil.
That's a great argument for Phil. He didn't even realize it though. Thank you.
Yeah, Tommy had to tell him.
I know.
But yeah, so
That's not
Canada
what we were discussing.
wins 3-2 from what I saw. I think I saw Jeff D. Lowe's tweet, similar to the 2010 Olympics, in that we beat them and then they beat us when it counts. I did notice the goalie Binnington
Yeah.
was unbelievable. The thing I can't figure out, the Blues are only 25 and 26.
Got to have other players in the goalie.
He's had a bad year.
He's had a bad year, but he was lights out for the tournament.
They also have,
Hellebuck has been the Hellebuck for USA. I think right now, again, not like the biggest puck guy. From what I understand, he's the best goalie in the world, or he was the best goalie at least on the ice. Like Binnington.
Who's he play for?
Binnington played for the Blues and was on that Stanley Cup run, obviously.
Right.
Where they played at TD Garden, where they won the Stanley Cup. So there might be something about
I
playing in
also
TD
think it's
Garden.
easier to be a better goalie when you have an unbelievable team on the ice.
Yeah, that
Your
makes sense.
defense is really
It's
great.
harder if you're playing against good offense, though.
No, it's
makes
definitely he played great. I'm just saying, and also I think
Call
that
Mr. Ice.
I also
I
feel
don't think
like
Mr. Ice knows a lot of the players.
We should just.
Well, that's disrespectful.
not knocking it.
That was fucking
big
So now we're
knock
shaming.
right
He's
there.
researching.
That's a horrible thing to say.
I think he's researching a lot of like shots.
No, I think
Offense.
he knows
Clip
the
offense.
players.
No,
definitely knows the
I don't
players.
think
He knows the players.
That was bullshit.
Especially
Bosco,
goalies.
Bosco, think
It's all
about
about overs. He's always
nice
said
guy.
I don't think
What a
he's
horrible-
in
Hold
the
on, hold on, hold
nitty-gritty.
on. Hold on.
I think
Bosco.
you need as many friends as you can get.
Bosco,
I have friends. I don't think he's.
Lost
in
friend.
the-
You just lost a friend.
I don't think he's in the
That's
nitty.
friends,
I think
too.
he will admit that. I don't think he's in the nitty gritty of players.
Guy, he's watched a hockey game every day for like 5 years. You think he doesn't know any
Mr.
players?
Ice.
All right. Think he doesn't know any players?
No. I'm saying I don't think that counts
Watches
for
the game every
a
night,
ton
at
of
least
his
one
break-
every
a ton
night.
of his
Yeah,
breakdowns.
every
He's
night.
a goal, and he's all goals. He needs
That's what I'm
goals.
saying.
I don't think that
the whole
accounts for
game.
a ton of his
He's watching
breakdowns.
the whole game.
I don't think that accounts for a ton of his breakdowns.
You know
You're
head coaches.
He
Head
definitely
coaches
knows.
has not
I
helped
did
you.
not say he doesn't know players.
You
I
did
not
say
say
that.
that.
No,
You
you
did
did
say that.
say that.
You
I don't
did
think he
say
really
that.
knows
You did
players.
say
that.
What did I say? Replay the tape.
I think it was-
I think
I think it was-
said
well-
rewind it on YouTube. I think I said I don't think he knows a ton of players.
That would be. I mean, that's the same thing. He doesn't know players.
Yeah.
I didn't say he doesn't know players.
Guy only
There's a lot of
watches hockey.
Yes, he's
He
Mr.
watches
Ice.
nothing else. He watches nothing else.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think you owe him an apology.
I didn't fucking
did.
slander him. I didn't try to
No,
slander
that
him.
is about as slanderous as you can say to him, I think.
March is coming, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I need the allies. But yeah, it's also kind of impossible to replicate this full strength in the NBA. Was the takeaway I kind of took.
Well, but it's
like-
it's impossible because the players would never do it.
They wouldn't do it, and also you have this in the Olympics. Like you saw Steph Curry in the game. I don't forget it was against, to be honest with you. But in the gold medal game, it was really competitive. No,
Well, the
France.
Olympics is very.
France,
The Olympics
okay.
they go hard for,
right.
but they can never get them to
They're
go.
not going to do it in mid-season. Yeah, and then you have injuries coming out of this too. Like guys, the kid McAvoy got hurt.
No one cares, I think. I think hockey fans are more like, they're like, I love this shit. And it's, again, you're playing for USA, or you're playing for fucking Team Shaq. Who are you gonna fucking try harder for?
What a horrible optics for the NBA, too.
Yeah.
Ian Kenny.
Yeah.
Who gives up?
Barry Bonds was a fucking captain of one team.
What are we doing?
I
And
know.
You have,
Celebrity game.
Yeah.
and then you have these other, two countries literally fighting it out.
And like they're chirping back and forth. Like honestly, Canada obviously got the last laugh, but like one of the guys tweeted a group chat of them saying we are the champions. Like they were chirping back and forth. Like they didn't have group chats and like whatever. Listen, we're close though. We've never been close in Canada against. Canada's always been the best. They've been better than us. We're close.
I hate that.
I mean, yeah, I hate it too, but
We're America. There's not like we're close.
no, but dude, Canada's.
I just think that's
Canada's
that's
known
Canada is
for
hockey.
hockey.
It's their
Yeah.
sport.
That's not
that's
even.
loser talk.
Canada
Though.
That's
is
not
hockey.
loser talk,
We're
dude. That's
close. I mean,
bro. USA has never been a hockey like. That's our last sport we talk about. That's our last sport. No, it definitely
Yes.
is.
I mean,
if we're saying we're close in basketball, we have a problem. That's loser talk. Baseball,
we're losing that too.
We're not losing that.
If there was a world, if there was like a world, I guess it'd be world.
We
not
had the
countries.
Olympics.
I was thinking more of like a world versus like country to country.
Yeah, but,
But we're losing our grip on that too.
no, we're still the best, and USA is still the best.
We're sweating games out in the Olympics. We almost lost.
We won. We just did it. We just won. But I understand people are catching up to us in that too. But like, I'm just saying, hockey has, for as long as we've been alive, Canada has been. That's all they're good at. That's all they have. They have nothing else.
I was alive when they won a gold medal. And
I think their basketball team is starting to build a little bit.
pretty big deal.
Yeah,
No,
but it's always
basketball's
underwhelming.
getting there.
Basketball's getting
That's
there.
what we're talking about. They're getting there, but we're still better than
Like,
Canada.
that was a miracle on ice that I was alive for.
They didn't even win.
They did win.
No, they won.
They won.
Won the gold.
That wasn't the gold medal.
It wasn't the
game.
gold medal
Yeah,
game.
they
but
won the
won
whole
the
game.
gold.
Yeah, they won. Yes.
Saying.
It was to go to the
Yeah,
gold medal.
also, miracle.
It was.
Literally called miracle.
Right. Yeah, I saw people getting mad. Dave definitely said it too, and it is true. Like, I think people get swept up in like, oh, USA, Canada. Okay, let's like relive the past, this and that. Like, USA had no shot in that miracle.
Also,
on
was
ice.
it-
Didn't they
again-
lose 10-0?
They got smoked, but it's also the bigger deal was you were fighting communism. There's this whole other layer.
Right,
like you're
right,
fighting
right,
Russia.
right.
Like they were two world powers. That was the
Yeah,
bigger takeaway.
they're saying-
Well, also, Dave's main point was that they would have been plus 1,000 that game. It was a pick 'em last night.
That and they already
We're
beat
like-
them. They're saying we
Like,
one out of 10.
weren't the,
it's
we weren't the spunky the underdogs.
right.
they're
We already
just
beat 'em.
Happy to be here. Like they literally beat them a week ago.
Yeah, exactly.
And the Vegas line is literally.
Yeah. I think people get caught up in that, so he was right to point that out. And I'm not just saying that because it's him, but I do think in sports we kind of go back to, you know what I mean? Like we lean back on certain storylines or things like that.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it's hot. I like hockey when it gets to overtime and then the pressure, everybody's ass is on the line.
I actually think like
I think playoff hockey is, is
big time
pretty
hockey
entertaining.
game is, I don't know. It gets my juices going. Like I get excited for it.
My problem is I get so bored in the middle of it. Like Vasco
Yes,
said, I need it to be
100%.
like OT.
You guys-
I turned it
I guess-
on, and then like halfway through the first period, I was like, all right, I got reminded I don't really like hockey that much.
I love
Yes.
being there. I love going to hockey games.
Hockey's
Hockey
the
games
best
in person is
in-
incredible.
It
They are
does not.
good. They are good in
On TV,
person.
It does
bores the
not
fuck
translate
out
to TV. It does not translate.
I don't
Definitely
know, like-
translates to TV. It definitely.
I don't think
No,
it
I think
does.
Bosco's right. It
as
doesn't
well as the other
You
one.
guys,
No.
The puck's hard to
obviously
follow.
Not as better as when you're in person, but like it's still. I don't know. I think you're shitting on it a little too much. Like I
I
think
didn't shit on it. I'm
No, I
just
think-
saying what it.
it's-
It just shit. What's going on with you? Say things and you say you didn't say.
Oh, Oliver goes back. on that
Saying
one.
it doesn't translate to TV can be
No,
factual.
saying that you guys were like saying it was boring.
Of the other
Like,
four sports, it
yesterday,
doesn't
I didn't think at
translate to
one
TV.
point was that game boring. I really didn't. I thought it was like.
You might also like hockey more than you like.
Yeah, I do. I definitely like
Yeah,
it
I'm just
more.
not like
To Rico's point, though, like the NFL, football is I don't think is that great in person. I don't really like it.
I think it's awful.
I don't.
On TV, it's
yeah.
awesome.
I may
It
never go to a
translates
football
better to
game in
TV.
person again. That's kind of where I'm at.
I'll
Football
take
game's
that
11
one.
minutes.
You would definitely go to a football game again.
In person?
Yes.
Football's good in
I
person.
really,
The-
I really
like it.
don't.
the TV's gotten.
I
too
really don't
good.
think
I think
I'd
that's
have
more
to.
the problem.
TV's gone good. The other access to other games is important for guys like
That's
us.
the biggest part of it.
Access-
You can't be
Even
there
on
for
Thursday night game, though.
You're there. All right. If you're gonna go to a game, you're not just walking in. You're gonna be at
rather
least,
watch
even
the
if you're not drinking, you're gonna be at a tailgate. Get yourself some Evan Williams, by the way. But if you're gonna be drinking, you are there like an hour before,
More than that.
and then you're there getting out. It's like an hour after, so you're missing half the 4:00 games.
But even a Thursday night game, though, Rico, I still would rather watch it on TV.
I want my
I
couch.
agree too. Yeah, I also think it's harder.
What's
you know
better?
what I mean?
What's
Like-
better than this? Your couch, your bathroom's right there, and all the snacks right in front of you. Why do I want to? I understand. It's way better a product on TV. I think it's all those commercials and all like I said, the game is what 11 minutes of
I
actual.
think, but
game
Marty,
play?
I think you're not totally. I think you got too warped though, because you never went to a football game until you were like
I would.
25.
Yeah, no, I haven't.
I think because for me,
also, like,
I
it's
just
more-
have too much
but-
nostalgia with it. Where I
You're
like.
also going for the tailgates, which is
Well, that's a
fine.
big part of it. That is, but it's the experience. That is like a big part of it. You get there like 3
100%,
hours
but the
early.
game itself-
the NFL specifically, they have like these huge like when I go to the Giants games as a kid. Like me and my dad, we go to the same tailgate every one. It's like $40-$50, like all you can eat, all you can drink. It's the same people. You go and sit in the seats. You see like the same people. Like there was this woman in front of us that like always would have this big jacket on. She'd bring cookies. Husband's got a hard hat and a kilt. Like there's like little like communities. that are
That
built.
was funny. That was
little
interesting.
commu-
I get what you mean.
It's
It's
like
kinda
you-
fun. Like that's not gonna get me to keep going back to get
interesting,
with
but
the
go-
big
but
jacket.
Give
go-
me to stay away.
No, but it is to his defense.
What's she giving cookies to? What kind of cookies she giving?
Fantastic chocolate chip.
To
They're
his defense, it is interesting.
like
because-
there's a camaraderie.
Yes.
There's like the tailgate and the
going all the time,
being
yeah.
at the but
I
even,
get that. I'm not shitting on
even
that.
take that out of it. Just being at the game is a fun atmosphere. I think you just didn't go to a football game at all until
No,
you were
but
like
I-
almost 30.
But then I've
so
been
you have
to a
zero
game-
like.
I've been to games and I'm just like I still don't like it.
But it
Like,
takes. But I think it takes the fun of like because I guess the only you've been to what 2 football games. I think I went to both of them with you.
Yeah, you did.
You went to a Big 12 champion. You went to a
The
Big 12
Giants game.
championship. Your
The
first one-
Giants game also took me 3 hours to get home.
That was an incredible game, though. Great
game.
win.
Game was awesome.
Great
No,
win.
Last good win we've had.
Getting out of MetLife was brutal. But
Wait, which one was this?
It was the
Giants,
Ravens. They
Ravens.
beat the Ravens.
Oh,
Lamar's
wow.
only NFC loss to
Me, Rico, and Ed were in a box.
Yeah, 10-point comeback in the fourth quarter. It was an amazing game. But the first game you ever went to was a neutral site college game
Yeah.
for a conference championship where like it's just different atmosphere. And that Giants game where we didn't tailgate, we showed up. I think if you went in a kid, you feel a little differently about it. But I think it's more about just like you said, the watching at home has gotten so good. And Rico's point, where like on a Sunday, I don't want to miss the other games.
No, that's
Like that. I think that's a massive part of
especially
it.
in
I
this
totally
industry.
agree with that.
Yeah, but you brought up a good point. So Chris Berman, there's that clip recently. It just came up my algorithm again, where I think it was from this. I'm pretty sure it was this year at the Super Bowl. I know they had him on last year as well. But they said, "What's the best game you ever been to?" And he said, "The game after Katrina." And he said people were sobbing in the stands. And when you think about it, you don't know the guy's name, but you do know them well as season ticket holders. So
You
like,
make
and they
friends
were
there, you
also
really do. You
Berman
really
said
do.
also there was a point where you were worried about your family and you were worried about your coworkers, and like put all those people. It's that old analogy where the professor tells everybody, fill up your jar, and then at the end he pours the sand. The other season ticket holders were the end. They were the sand. They were one of the last things you would think about. But then when you got in the stadium, you were like, oh my God, like you survived. You know what I mean? Like, so people, and there's that camaraderie of like, yeah, I've been sitting next to this guy for 15 years. I don't know anything about his family or this and that, but like we go to games together. There's always that bond of like we played ball together, growing up with friends and stuff like that.
That is.
I just wanted. He did bring up a good point.
My point is like I get that stuff. I get all that's really nice. I know people enjoy it. I know the tailgates. I know that all goes into it. But when you're physically sitting down at the game, it's just like a lot of downtime.
Yes,
it's a lot of downtime.
Kickoff, commercial,
halftime,
kickoff,
and then like
back. Yeah,
they run. Think of a run play, and then it's like, all right, it's basketball's not. It's a lot of non. Baseball is also boring. I love baseball going to games, but a lot of people say it's boring to go because it's a lot of downtime.
Well, baseball, you can really just hang
Pitch
out.
clock fixed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know,
No,
but like
ruined it.
I understand. But I'm also saying I can understand. Like I love baseball, going to love baseball games, but like I could see why people say it's boring.
I do too. I mean, I love baseball. Baseball is my number one. Like football is his number one, so we're gonna obviously have like an emotional pull to it. But like I can understand. I can take myself out and be like, all right, I can see how someone who doesn't love baseball like I do would.
I actually love going to baseball because I can miss a couple outs getting a hot dog.
Also, a big thing for me
I
is the
don't
weather.
like that.
It's like nice.
You don't like that?
I was telling Clemmer, I think that the pitch clock ruined the in-person experience. Like, I want to stay for 4 hours.
Just go to batting practice.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's good, yeah.
Problem solved.
I don't want to stay for 4 hours.
I don't
either.
it's
I
a
go to
feeling.
so many games like that. It literally saves me dozens of hours.
It makes me want to go to more games.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, it's a beautiful night outside.
So that's the thing. The weather helps a
Get
lot.
home.
For
There's a massive heart
Games
rate
at
for
7,
sure.
you can still get home by 11.
Yeah, it makes
You
sense.
just weren't getting home till like 1 a.m. Besides, that.
No, I mean, if it all works out right, I'm home before 10:30.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's great.
Couple of headlines, I guess we'll kind of bounce through them. Yankees waive their facial hair policy.
Want an honest conversation right now? Because Evan and I are on the same exact page, and I know it because I saw your tweet. Yes, it makes sense. Where you're telling 30-year-old men they can't wear what they want on their face.
I also think if you put a gun to their head in like 95 or even maybe 86, they were like, well, it's like, hey, why do you do this? Like, well, because we can. If you ask them like in truth serum, they'd be like, yeah, it's kind of dumb.
No, the difference is, Bosco.
Steinbrenner, George.
No,
George is still
no,
in
no.
charge.
Well,
I
It's all
guess
George
you're
thing.
right.
I'm
But I
telling
think
you,
if you
though.
ask Yankee fans, Steinbrenner's not going to be brainwashed or change his mind. But I think fans would be like, yeah, it's kind of dumb.
No, I actually
I do.
don't. I don't
yeah.
think so. You guys aren't fans, so I'm going to tell you. Of the Yankees. Two things. One, those years, it's cooler to say these things when you're winning.
Yeah,
You're winning
I guess that
World
makes
Series.
sense.
Where it's like, yeah, we have this rule. You're not better than who. We're all the same. Blah blah. But you're winning World Series after World Series and like getting back all the time. Now we haven't won in how fucking long now? Over 15 years. It's like, all right, well, this is not cool anymore. And I think as a fan, I liked being pretentious. I liked being like, yeah, we're the Yankees. Like,
winners,
you should,
you're losers.
Yeah, we should be able to
Scrubs
do
up your
this.
facial hair.
Yeah, like go to the Tigers and go grow your beard. Like that was fun as a fan. Am I an idiot? And yes, of course I understand. Like you should be able to have my type of beard and fucking pitch. Doesn't fucking matter. It's kind of funny to think like they saw Devin Williams like show up and like, oh God, put the beard back on. But like, yeah, it's
I thought it might be Paul Goldschmidt.
but it's so Paul Goldschmidt looks like a gym teacher. He really does. But it's just really funny though, by the way, that like they had to do a press release and it's this big of a deal to let people grow a beard.
Yeah, it is.
Also, you can't still have a crazy beard. It has to be well groomed.
Right.
Well, that's what I said to someone outside earlier. I was like, I wonder how they're gonna like nitpick the well groomedness.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to get a lineup every like 2-3 days. Like, what are we talking groom?
I think you're gonna have.
There's
Like, I don't
levels
think
to
it could
groomness with a
be
beard.
like you can't have Charlie Blackmon beard.
That's what I was gonna say too. How long can the beard be? Is it kind of like maybe like mine's like the longest it can get?
I think yours might be the longest.
the
Like, I
limit,
think
maybe.
mine is like
Mine
kind
might
of.
even be. You look like you.
I think
just
you gotta
got
take
one.
this call.
Just got it. So like,
Table that for 1 second. Elio,
What's up, kid?
Nothing. You're live on Pick Central. I want to clarify some things. No, it's all good. You're obviously Mr. Ice, right? And your breakdowns and things like that. I said that I think it's a fair criticism that Mr. Ice is not breaking down players a ton. That doesn't.
That's not what you said.
That's what you said.
Elio, it's Big Ev. No. He said you don't know any hockey players.
No, that's not. That is not. You went too far.
That's exactly what he said. That's what he said, Elio.
I said this guy watches hockey every night.
I said he doesn't know a ton. Clarify that. I said he doesn't know a ton of players.
That's a lot.
Hey, listen, I'm glad we're being talked about. That's all I can say.
So do you know, like, what in his handicap, how much does he know the players? Or how much of the players goes into his handicap? That's the crux of this.
Well, I mean, I know a lot of the players.
Okay.
Unfortunately, my wife's not too proud of that, knowing like players on the Ottawa Senators. But
Exactly.
when you watch the games every night,
Thank you.
sort of
All right.
pick up on some of
Elio,
That's exactly what
all
I
right,
He had your back.
all right,
Elio.
he's
He
right.
had your back.
said he-
You were wrong. You were wrong. Yeah.
I'm wrong. Hand up.
I said he's watched a hockey game at least one every night for like 5 years straight. Obviously, he knows players.
Elio,
I do know some players.
real quick.
I'm an expert, but no, I guess I'm not like a total nerd expert.
No, it's Marty, Elio. How you doing? I miss you.
How you doing, brother?
We were telling him the amount you bet on, like how much time you're spending watching these games. You probably hate half the NHL because they're losing your bet, so you remember their names even more.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Especially the
I
goalies.
lose more than 50% of the time. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I'm cursing goalies.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm glad us three, me, Clemmer, and Big Ed had your back, and Rico is.
I said he didn't
doesn't
know
know
the
the
exactly
players.
right.
So
I said he didn't know a ton of players. All right.
It's okay. Listen. I hang around with Dave Portnoy. I can take shots all the time.
Yeah, it was not intended to be a shot. We're friends, and I need to get the allies for March.
Listen, Rico. It's no biggie. I get called a lot worse in my house.
All right, fair enough. Listen, there's hundreds of people listening. Plug IceCon. When's the date?
Yeah, so we're going. It's March 29th. We're sort of just getting it out there. There was 160 tickets sold the first day. I think we can go up to 300. I don't think we'll get there, but
you'll get there.
200 something.
Where is it?
It's in Nashville. So we'll be going to the Barstool Bar in Nashville
Awesome.
All right.
Saturday, and then walking over to the game. It's 3 blocks from the stadium, so it should be fun.
All right, awesome. Enjoy it. All right, man. Take it easy.
Good luck, guys.
All right. He's the best.
Clarify. No.
Yeah, I said he didn't know a ton of players.
No.
What, I want that.
I also
let's get
feel
the
like-
exact
back.
sentence.
Let's play it.
All right, let's play it back. Knows a lot of the players.
We should just.
Well, that's
Okay. Okay, so there's a ton.
I didn't know he didn't know. He doesn't know a lot of the
Knows a
players.
lot Okay, of the and players.
I also
I
feel
don't think
like
Mr. Ice knows a lot of the players.
Knows
Yeah,
what?
I'm
should-
back. Hand
Well,
up, hand up, hand up.
disrespectful.
Listen,
That was
Elio,
fucking
not
disrespectful.
now we're shaming.
Yeah.
All right.
the amount of times you said I didn't say that is
live.
like we're on a show that is recorded.
He said to play it back too. Remember? He's like,
I
play
also
it
feel
I
back.
don't think
like-
Mr. Ice knows a lot of the
I
players. I speak.
we
Okay, we
should
got
just-
it. We got it.
Well,
We
that-
got it.
I also
I don't
feel
think
like
Mr. Ice knows a lot of the players.
All right, we got it.
we should just.
All right. All right. I know, the way he described it to me, he was breaking down shots and this and that. Like, I didn't think, like, hey, that guy's got a great backhand. So,
But imagine watching
Slap shot.
imagine watching Alabama play every night. You just like don't know any of the players. Like, what are their names? You watch the broadcast every day.
He said they're fine, by the way.
Bama, they'll be fine.
we'll get to that. That's a bigger
Well, I
segment.
guess we can say define.
110 points.
Fine is
Very tough stretch.
fine.
I also feel
I don't think
like
Mr. Ice knows a lot of the players.
we should just.
Oh,
How many times said I'm wrong? Him and St. John's. I'm wrong on both. All right, it is what it is.
It's
Jesus
so funny because it
Christ.
fucks with me too. When I was like, wait, I'm pretty sure I muted them, but then it's like an actual conversation from
Yeah,
you guys
it's
look
crazy.
the same.
Crazy.
Back to the beard thing real fast. I was also thinking like Vladdy's liking a lot of Instagrams, the Yankees uniforms. He wears a beard. Is this like a long play of like, man, we want a guy with a beard right now?
Listen, if they the Vladdy thing is like if they really think it's impacting like free agents coming here that much,
Vladdy thing's a little
I
weird.
guess.
by the way.
But I mean,
what do you
He
mean?
keeps liking things. I understand it's not a thing, but like, why is he liking Yankees?
Also,
People are doing photoshops of him of Yankee jerseys. of him in it, and he's liking it on
That's
his
weird.
Instagram. Like that's not like it's not like his cousin's liking it. It's not his aunt.
He's got one foot out the door.
I think it's one foot out the door, and I think it's also like, look, like fuck you, Toronto. Like, look, I'll go to the Yankees.
Are you guys gonna lose another player to us? That'd be awful for you guys, right? If like the bidding war and you guys.
Vladdy was never like. I mean, Vladdy like kind of like said a lot of shit about us too. Like, it's not. I don't think that's really losing. Like, you guys were probably one compared to us there.
I would feel bad. I would feel not too bad, but I feel a little bad for you guys. You guys lost out on Soto and you guys lose out on.
I'll bet you anything we have a better record this year.
We'll go further in the playoffs too, for sure.
For sure.
How can you go further in the? Then
Well, better record, and we'll go
Mets?
further in the playoffs. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, how could you go further in the playoffs? You made it to the World Series.
No, I'm saying then the Mets.
I thought you were judging against yourself compared to
No.
Sure, yeah.
No, but we are a better team than the Mets.
Do you think you're a better team than you were last year?
Yes,
That's
I do.
not.
I do.
I think
really
it's
do.
debatable. I think you could. I think
Our
you,
pitching and
with
our
the pitching, you
our
make a
pitching
debate.
got better. Our bullpen got better, and our hitting took a hit. But I still think that we.
You don't have a third baseman. That's kind of a problem, no?
Yeah, you don't have a third pitcher.
We do.
Fourth pitcher.
We do.
We're our rotation's
good
not,
ones.
rotation's not great.
Two really shitty
Great.
ones.
No, I mean you got not really shitty.
I mean,
That's
I
just
mean,
not-
saying,
oh my goodness.
Meek pulled this up.
Yeah, I've said this, didn't I?
I mean, no, this has been like public.
we
Yeah,
know that.
there was a little Yankees feud
I was
there.
trying to provide context
for a
when the
second.
volume was on.
Yeah,
Is he
but
mad
That
'cause
was
of his
when
dad? Did the Yankees
Toronto-
fuck over
No, I
his
think
dad?
No, that was when
Trying to
Toronto
start-
thought they were going to be like good for a second, and,
Yeah.
then they weren't good
I
anymore.
actually like when players do that, so I have no problem with that. But I just think that our team got we have the number one bullpen in baseball.
I don't know if that's true. I mean, I would say in the American League for sure. I just think the Dodgers are really good.
I think we're comparable in the bullpen to the Dodgers.
I think we have the best rotation probably in the AL.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
In the AL,
I think I don't think probably. I think you do.
we definitely.
So, yeah,
So that's what I'm
stop.
saying. We're we have 1-1 in pitching, and then what? Maybe you could put us 10th in the lineup.
In the
AL, yeah.
baseball.
In the AL, sure.
In the AL, probably better.
In the AL, definitely better than top.
We have
Yeah,
the,
maybe.
we have the MVP in our lineup. No matter what, we still have the MVP.
I know, but you need more than just one guy. He's just gonna walk a lot.
I know. I mean, we have other guys as well.
Bellinger's okay.
Yeah, Volpe's.
I think Volpe's good. I like
think
Volpe.
Wells has his full second year. We have no idea Dominguez. I don't know how Jazz will be average.
Jazz and Goldschmidt are big X factors.
But there is a lot of question marks. We all know that. Again, we don't have a third baseman. I don't know who's going to play.
DH doesn't have either elbow working right now. It's kind of a problem.
I said it yesterday. I don't care what he does until October.
You still need that presence in the lineup though for the regular season though.
Yeah, he'll get
Especially
there.
without Soto now.
It's every year with him.
We'll kick it different during the playoffs for sure.
Yeah.
That's what we need. As long as we get
But-
to the playoffs, we just need.
But our lineup isn't dog shit where it's our pitching's gonna keep us in these games. No matter
Red Sox
what.
are better, so the division I might say is better than it was last year. Even though the rest of the American League took a step back. If that makes any sense.
We have the three best teams in the AL.
Maybe I put the Rangers in that camp too, but
Yeah, 'cause I think they have more question marks, but they're close. But we have the three best teams in the AL in our division.
You know what's going to be fun? When Aaron Judge is 30 home runs at the end of May, Yankee fans are happy about it, and you get to say, let's see him do it when it matters.
I don't think he's gonna. He might not have 30 at bats by the end of May.
So you call him,
How long is this gonna take?
Mr. May, Mr. June,
Didn't he have
not Mr. October.
Didn't he have a better
What- what?
He had a better postseason than previous years, right?
You didn't have a
Not
great
even
one.
He didn't have a great one, but it was a little bit
He-
better.
He had
He had a couple good
He had a
hits.
couple random big hits in
Right.
between a
That's
lot of
the-
bad.
I guess what I'm
at-bats.
remembering.
He hit
yeah.
200 in the playoffs.
Baseball
He had
season.
a couple big home runs, big hits.
Baseball season.
I'm sure a Mets guy I could just point out that wasn't very good, Phil.
Oh, I mean,
I mean,
think
we
'cause
got
you-
further than you. There's not much you could say.
On their best season, on their miracle season.
Yeah.
no,
Well, let's sort of dial back the miracle. We just got one Soto.
yeah, we took away your best playoff hitter.
So I think the miracle part is.
You also did not take away our best playoff hitter.
Yes, we did.
No, Stanton was better than him.
Soto was better in the playoffs than Giancarlo
Stanton
Stanton.
average.
was-
Who
average-
cares about 60
average doesn't
playoff
matter.
at bats? So what are we doing here? I mean,
Well, that's what Phil's doing.
I know. I'm defending Yankee fans.
Yeah, because that's just stupid.
I don't care about I know I'm looking at it as Judge's playoff. He's 450 career playoff slugging. That's not good, obviously, but one great or two great series changed that pretty quickly. I don't know.
No, it definitely can.
I'm still afraid of Aaron Judge in the playoffs. I don't care about what he did.
100%.
as you should be, yeah.
But I'm excited for baseball. It's back. Spring training happened. Fucking crazy. Alonso got hit in the head, and also the other guy got hit in the head with a 105-mile-an-hour line drive.
Bobby
back.
Miller, right? For the Dodgers. Yeah, I saw that.
It's scary.
Yeah, very scary.
The Alonso one was weird. Did you see it?
No.
Oh, I didn't even know.
I saw the Miller one. I didn't see the Alonso one.
Oh yeah, Alonso got hit in the head during practice.
In the field?
Yeah, he went down for like a couple minutes, but he walked off himself and then came back at the end of the practice. But he still got hit.
With a line drive?
I don't know exactly how it showed.
I believe it was like a ground ball that bounced up and hit him in the head.
Okay.
It was in the field.
That's less than taking
Still,
a line drive
I
to
mean-
the head, yeah. Simon Birch style.
He was on the floor.
Dua Lipa was blasting in the background because the music that plays.
Shout out to anybody who knows that reference. Wemby is not available or not eligible for awards.
That's
He's
right.
gonna play 65 games.
Yeah.
Is that
Did you
fair?
see? Never mind. Some guy put a bet on Wemby like 2 days ago for a lot of money.
Well, I was thinking the opposite. I was thinking there's somebody who put a big bet on Jaren Jackson 22-1 like 3 days ago, who's now like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
It's just hit. It's
It
done.
just it's
I
basically
know it's not done, but
it's
No, that's
him
what that
and,
graphic
Now you
was.
got
I was
a shot.
scrolling. That graphic
It's-
moved
it's really-
from
it's him and,
22-1
what's
to
his
minus
name?
110.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I also still think the Spurs are doing a little bit of a little tank.
So you think this is intentional? Which is
I don't think. I think there might be. I think there's
damning
something.
charge.
I think
No,
there's
it wouldn't be
something.
intentional.
No, I think there's something with him. I think he can come back. I just don't think. I don't think they need to shut him down for the season, which I think they should shut him down for the season. But I think that they're like, we're in 12th right now. Why rush back our superstar when we can get Cooper Flag like we did with Tim Duncan?
Yeah, at that point, does Popovich have a deal with the devil?
Yeah.
Wait, was Pop? All right, I want to clarify. Actually, I want to make sure before Phil fucking digs it up and buries me. Well, I don't know if Popovich actually
think
was the coach when they got David Robinson.
Was he the coach? No, not Robinson. No, you mean Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan.
I think
he
he
was.
might have been, right?
I think
he
he was
was.
because they won a
He was, right?
championship a couple years later, right?
Yeah. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure he was.
I think
They won a
Was he there
championship.
that year, though? That year they
won
won
a
like
championship
17
that
games,
year.
though? I don't know.
Greg Popovich's first season as a Spurs coach, 96 to 97.
Okay, so they did have him. Okay, all right. So there you go. So all right.
He
so
went
now
17 and 47 his first year,
Yep.
then 56 and 26.
So
The
then
17 win was obviously the Robinson
they
guy.
beat-
Robinson
they
got
beat
hurt.
Tell you this,
the Knicks,
they
and
get-
then I can ask the question: Does Popovich have a deal with the devil?
If this works
He would
in
have
their
hit.
favor, yeah.
He would have hit 3 lottery stars potentially with Cooper Flag. He still hasn't played an NBA game yet. He's going to be very good.
Who are the
But
3
he
lottery
would have
stars?
hit. He would have hit Duncan.
Yep.
He would have hit Wemby, and he would have hit Flag.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, that's
He
true.
would have hit 3
Right,
stars.
Well, so yeah.
Generational
And I
talent.
also don't think
Don't say
they had. I don't think they had the best odds in that lottery. They definitely didn't with
No.
Wemby, right?
Oh, don't get me started about the Duncan. You know who that was? It was the Celtics.
Yeah, they definitely didn't.
We
with
got
the
stuck
so
with
now he
Mercer
wouldn't-
and Billups,
they
and that
pro-
fuck Rick Pitino traded Billups after half a season. You wonder why I hate Rick Pitino. This is a big reason why.
I don't care. I love him.
That's fine. You can. Oh, by the way, I want to push back on your thing that this is like maybe he could come back. This happened to David Cohn. Same thing. Blood clot, shoulder. They were worried about a stroke. They shut him down in '96 for like a good chunk of the season. Like it
understand.
can lead to stroke. Like,
don't-
the
I'm
blood
not-
thinners you're on are really.
I want Wemby to be very healthy. He's the face of this league for the next 20 years. I hope he is fine. But I do think that he just played in the game. I think that they saw something and they were like, let's just shut him down. Like, I don't think they're even going to, like, I understand not trying to bring him back, but it's also like, we're in 12th. Let's get Cooper Flag
Yeah,
on
but
this
Cohn
team.
missed more than 2 months. That's all I'm saying.
I think if they're the 2 seed, he still sits out the rest of the year.
You really do.
I think so.
He's also this kid.
It's serious with
You're
the
also
blood
betting.
clots.
You're betting on him for 20 years, 15 years, 10 years, not this season.
I think second. I think they're in second. It's not. We're definitely taking.
Well, I also
it down.
just think
We'll
it's.
see.
I think it's real. Like I think
Obviously it's real.
How the
I mean,
body
I'm
reacts to
saying
blood
it's real.
thinners
very
and stuff.
ser-
It's
very-
starting to get into like.
Listen, I hope he's
very
Bosh.
serious. I mean,
That was his legs, but it's still kind of a similar
it's
thing.
very serious. I mean, I think they'd sit him out regardless for the year.
Yeah.
What's his
I'm
legs?
getting-
Right?
I'm
Was
trying to-
Bosh? Yeah, it was the blood clots in the legs, right? Am I right about
He
that?
had blood. he
You're
had
correct
blood
on
clots.
that.
Okay.
LeBron makes a comment, or I'm sorry, Redick makes a comment on LeBron that we should, in so many words, like kind of respect the aura or just respect the greatness that he's playing back-to-backs at 40 years old. He has to do that as the coach, but I do think, and again, I'm not a LeBron guy at all, but I do think in a couple of years when he's done, we're going to realize like he did have a pretty remarkable career that we got to watch the entire type of thing. And he's 40 years old. He is still playing back-to-backs. He's still in the top, 5% of the NBA?
He's a top 10 player in the league right now.
Yeah, to 1% of the
I didn't like top
exactly.
5.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
0.05%.
He's doing
0.5%.
I think it's embarrassing that people are like, if you like him or not, if you don't respect what he's doing right now, what he did last night, I don't care who they're playing, whatever, he's fucking unbelievable. He's 40 years old.
He also...
And he's scoring 40 points in games.
He's been hurt in seasons, but has he missed a full season?
No, he's never missed like a full
hasn't,
season.
right?
That's the most insane part.
He's really, honestly, I would imagine that, has he ever missed more than like 20, 30 games in a year?
Probably not.
Like he's
pretty durable. Like
he's had stretches
he's a
where he missed, like,
bruising
month or
guy. Yeah,
whatever,
he's a
but-
big bruising guy. You would think like
What were
never
you
broke
about to say?
down.
You don't like this?
So
He was thinking
no,
about
I do. So Kareem played 80 games when he was 40. Like Michael played a ton of games when he was 40. I'm not trying to be like the turd in the punch bowl, but like LeBron, though, to LeBron's credit, though, is a better player than both those guys
That's
were at
what
40.
I'm saying.
But like the back-to-back thing is where it's a little bit like the old man in me is like.
I don't think it's more than a back-to-back. I think it's a back-to-back of like scoring 40. Like I think the way that he's playing in the back-to-back game is
That's
what we're
fair.
talking about, where it's like
Fair. And I'm not trying to poo-poo on LeBron.
Michael did play at 40, but LeBron is playing way better
And
than he is.
He's also way better than Kareem was at 40.
Yes.
Like flat out.
Like,
But like
the fact that LeBron's 40 and then arguably you could put him in the top 5 of the NBA still is crazy.
it is.
And like I don't even think it's arguable. I think it's just he's definitely in the top 10.
I don't. Oh, top 10? Yeah. Yeah,
Still in the
probably
top-
right.
Yeah, he's still
Definitely.
in the top 10.
I mean,
Still in the top 10.
if you want to win a basketball game tomorrow,
Yeah,
I don't think there's 10 names you say before LeBron.
Yeah, you're probably right. Which is
No,
why
you're right. Yeah.
Because like
There's a few you'd say.
Jordan was still a good shooter at 40, but he wasn't like his other skills had
Wasn't in the top.
deteriorated.
Wasn't in the top.
No, he wasn't.
dunking
And Kareem
all over
was
the
like a
place.
decent center at 40, 41, but he wasn't top 10.
Bro, he can still like it'd be almost like he should play for the next. He could still play for the next 3-4 years.
Definitely could.
So if it was a thing where
Wants to.
LeBron like he's gonna play like Rick Henderson until you rip my uniform off, I'll even be a bench player or whatever. I think LeBron could easily play for like 10 more years.
Luka might have Luka, even though sucked the other night. He was horrible, but Luka might have gave him another 2 years on his. How many Lukas they have next year? Definitely.
Yeah, but they're gonna resign him, I imagine, right?
Yeah, you
I don't
think
wanna
they
put the cart
resign
before the
him?
horse,
But
they will. They
the
will.
fact that they just got him because AD was getting older, and now you have Luka as a 25-year-old, 26. I think that kind of almost shows that like LeBron might have another lease on life of like, oh, we got a new little something going on here.
Yeah,
It's weird because
Add one more
LeBron-
guy.
Happened with
Right.
Kareem and Magic.
LeBron's
Kareem wasn't
never-
that old, but same thing.
It's weird. LeBron's never going to come off the bench. But if you put a bunch of guys around him that take the workload off of him, he could play. I think he could be a role player, if that makes sense, so to speak. Not a role player,
Like
but
5 years.
for another, like in the fifth and sixth year, he could be the maybe fourth option on a excellent team where he could still contribute. You get that?
It gets
That's
tough.
the point. I know, because it's very hard for a star to get that far down, but that's the point.
Vince Carter, obviously a
Thing
different
is,
level than
right
LeBron.
now.
but-
I think no joke, the Lakers right this second are one player away from like being that insane team, and I think it's more of just like a center.
Yeah, and the workload would take away from him because Luka would get points, the center would get points.
And for
Maybe you
th-
put a shooter around him.
the
That's
third day in a row, who would you rather as a third option, Austin Reeves or Drew Holiday?
Drew Holiday because of his defense. I don't know if that's cop out.
I said the same thing.
It's as an offensive.
If he was on the
player-
Lakers, who would you rather?
They definitely drew Holiday.
Yeah,
I think that's
because-
crazy.
No, because the Lakers need the
Crazy.
defense. That's why.
Oh, I just think that they don't have.
Also-
offensively,
also-
Austin Reeves is better.
Also, the guards in the NBA, the point guards for the league, are so good and so skilled. I would love to have a guy that is probably like maybe the best point guard defender in the league or one of them.
Especially a team that needs the defense so bad. That's the only reason. I think it depends. on the
I
team,
like
Marty.
Reeves a lot.
I don't think it's a bad
I like
question.
Reeves a lot. It's not
No,
like
it's not a bad question. I don't think it's a crazy thing.
Yeah, I think
either.
if you asked me to, like, I was starting a team like for like tomorrow, I'd
No,
rather
if the Lakers right this second,
I think I'd rather Drew Holiday.
I think
Holiday.
their offense takes a little bit of it. He's still very good offensively.
The div is like. Also, you got to remember, Drew Holiday's in a situation where they have so many scores. Like that's not what he needs to do.
I understand.
He was scoring a lot.
But
Luka provides the offense. You don't need as much if you have Luka on the
like Reeves.
Luka can't play the defense.
But that's what I'm saying.
more his
Third
game.
option is a perfect. Like even last night, Reeves was at 30 last night. Like it's just like keeps. I don't know. He's a great. Obviously, both are good third options. It's a good argument.
Do you guys think Luka is the best player LeBron's been teammates with in his career?
Kyrie.
D-Wade. And when the time that they were teammates.
D-Wade's a Hall of Famer. Bosch is like... Luka's better than Bosch.
Yes, Luka is the most talented player he's played with. I don't know about best.
He's the most skilled. Prime D-Wade.
Kyrie is the most...
I don't know.
Kyrie is...
Prime D-Wade, I'd probably take over.
If you were going to start a franchise tomorrow, or your expansion team, whatever, you can either have... each guy rookie year. Luka or Wade. I think I take Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, but it's skewed because you know how Wade plays out. We've only seen a portion of Luka. I think most people would take Wade.
Only because I think he could have already
seen
before.
So like the story's
does more defense.
The story's
Wade
still being
before LeBron?
Yeah, he won with Shaq.
Shaq.
Yeah.
Got it.
And he was the MVP.
Yeah.
Shaq plays awesome, though, in the series and all that in the playoffs.
I just think that he's a more complete player. That's why I'd rather have him as my cornerstone.
Also, I think people forget the athlete he was at that time.
Crazy.
Flash. He literally think it was Flash. Like he was, because I think too much we forget, like, the end of his career at Cavs and kind of who he was. Like, when he was in his prime, he jumped out the fucking gym. And like you said, incredible defender, too.
I just think
like, just do-it-all guy, can shoot, can get to the rim.
I think Luka's more talented than him.
More skilled. He's
Luka's the best scorer
offensively
that LeBron's
skilled.
ever played with.
Yeah.
Yes, more offensively skilled.
But Kyrie, I think, is a better... Maybe that's not true. I don't know. Is Kyrie a better player than... That's a good question.
Kyrie is the most talented ball handler ever.
Ball handler is the best he played with.
Around the rim, the way he fucking handles the ball is crazy.
It's a fair question, though, Phil. Like, it's a competitive question.
By the end of his career, we could say it, but like...
Yeah, right. It's skewed now because you know how the story...
Anthony Davis is no slouch.
That's the other
I was
thing. I was like
just
scoffing at
gonna
He's
say
AD.
such a
it's a
different
fair,
player. Like a guard, like
Yeah.
it's just... Anthony Davis is now like the most disrespected
He's a
person ever.
top 50 player all time. When
there
you look
is-
at his resume, it's really not that hot take.
Yeah. There is an argument or there is a take out there or a hypothetical being floated out there. Duke and Auburn versus the field. Who would you take?
I think Duke.
Saw the odds.
I think if you're a general guy and you have
What's the
no
odds?
horse in the race in terms of
taking Duke and Auburn, it was plus 140.
Yeah.
And the field's 180.
I didn't see it
Minus
today.
180.
I know it was listed. I think maybe they're waiting to pull it back up, but it was definitely out there. Duke and Auburn versus the field.
Do you believe that the two are in their own class, or no?
I
Yeah.
kind of do.
I do.
I kind of do. I think there's a like.
I don't think it's like
It's not like enormous, but
that's where
there's-
it's people can
yeah.
definitely play with them. So yeah, they're in their own class, but they're not
everyone
they're
can
not
play with
unbeatable. And I don't think the drop off is massive. I don't.
I think they both have bad matchups.
Right. I don't think the drop off is massive. So you're telling me like Bama already played them close. They were down big and came back, but that game was close.
at home. That is a big difference.
Right.
You have to because that's also like
I think Houston would give Auburn problems. Arkansas gave Auburn problems. Duke lost to Clemson. They're not. I don't think the drop. Like if you're telling me Bama, Houston, Florida, Tennessee, even Iowa State, if you want,
Tennessee
I
has
don't.
no chance.
What?
Tennessee has no chance.
I don't think the drop off to them is
Tennessee's a big
massive.
drop off. I have to say that
All
they are
I think Florida
not
has
that
a chance.
good.
Tennessee.
Florida, you can say Tennessee.
Tennessee's still pretty really good. I was
them.
listing the teams in the top 10 off the top of my head.
I think I might be out on Houston.
Really?
I don't.
They get sucked off of their defense, and then
All right. Well, that's
No,
a great.
listen. Let me like. They're good and they're definitely like a top 5-6 team, like no doubt. I don't know this one. Like I think they probably shoot a little bit better than they have actually the last like few years, but
you don't see it, right?
I don't know.
You
There's
watch?
just honestly, I think I said it a month. Like maybe I am a Duke Auburn guy because I don't know. They definitely both can be beat. I agree with Duke's 100%. But
No, of course, we all know they can.
they're
be beat.
not good enough. Like they
that's-
can't be beat. They both
No,
definitely
of
can
course.
be beat. But I'd be pretty if they both weren't in the Final Four. I'd be pretty surprised.
What are the bad matchups, Dukes?
I think Houston's a bad matchup for Duke. I think a team like Tennessee's a bad matchup for Duke.
To why?
I think Houston's length, their offensive rebounding, their three-point shooting, they're very efficient offensively.
But Duke has really good rebounding.
Yeah, I agree. But if you match them up, I mean, Houston's probably top 5. I also think the physicality, like, sure, we're going to talk, like, Duke's defense is better than years past, but I think the way the defense, the defensive system that Houston runs is not unlike anything that Duke will see this entire year. It's levels. They're playing in the Big 12 to the ACC.
Yeah, but there's also levels to Duke's offense as well. They have a way better offense than Houston.
They don't. Analytically, they're both like top 10.
I'm telling you though, they definitely have a better offense. Like I
think that Duke has probably better ISO shooters, like someone that can go get it. Like if they don't have,
I feel like Houston doesn't have.
But I mean, LJ Cryer and Sharp were like fantastic. I think Tuglu is one of the best playmakers in the country and best like players in the country. And then Juwan Roberts has been there for
Houston right now.
They probably have a few more like knockdown shooters.
I think that Houston is a very good, well-oiled machine, and I think that they also have the coaching edge.
So it's a great segue. This is one of my favorite questions. I asked Stanford Steve when I have him on championship week. I think he said it on his podcast recently. How many teams right now can win the championship? I think you always have to go a little heavy. Can win the championship. I could be talked out of a few. Well, I listed 14. Now, if you ask me who's
say that's
way less than that.
All right, so let's go through.
So go through them.
I did it kind of like, all right, yes. All right, whatever. So
I might stop at like 6.
If you ask me who I think will win it, it's down to 5 or 6.
No, but you said Ken.
Well, let's go through it.
Sure.
Duke?
Yes.
Auburn. No questions asked. 100%. We're not spending time on that.
Yep.
You guys seem like you're out on Houston.
I'd still say they can.
No, they definitely can.
They're in the group that I just don't think they will, but they're in the group they can for sure.
All right.
Florida. Top 5.
Florida.
Yes.
Tennessee.
No. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I truly don't think so.
Not consistent enough offensively.
Yeah. I just think that conference that's like go toe-to-toe with that war of that conference.
But how many times we said the conference thing and like they don't win?
I think their style of play can slow people down.
The best conference hasn't won the national championship. But Kansas was the last time.
Yeah.
Big East wasn't the best conference.
No.
Pull up Tennessee in terms of who they've gone through in the war of the SEC.
Sometimes the war fucks it up.
Yeah,
sometimes
but who
it's
they've
too much.
Right, but who they've beaten in the elite of the elite in the SEC. I know they haven't played Bama yet, but what did they do against Florida, Auburn, and A&M?
Well, they definitely lost to Auburn.
Nothing.
What? They haven't played them?
They lost to Auburn.
Okay.
By 2. They lost to
loss.
Kentucky. They beat Florida. They beat Missouri, both at home. Arkansas.
Okay.
And then
all right, I'm just looking at the elite. Alabama.
Yeah, I'll say yes.
I think with the talent you have.
And the shoot, like if they can get hot, I'll say yes.
Experience.
Up 110 points.
Fair.
Can't.
I listed this one.
points.
I listed this one because it will get clipped, and it'll go out there, and then you'll have to deal with the backlash.
Can I be honest? I'm disappointed in you.
What?
You're a grudge guy. Stick with it. Stop being a pussy. You're being a pussy about St. John's.
No. I do think they can win the championship.
You're being a pussy.
No, the way they've played and the seed that they're going to get, and Rick Pitino,
the way they're playing, but you
have
no offense, Bosco.
That's down the list.
But you're the guy against them.
The other one is
be the guy. You went to their fucking game in a purple suit with Kansas State. Be that guy.
That's the next hurdle. The first hurdle is Wisconsin.
No.
Okay, well, I'm saying they
fucking
can.
so
stupid.
I ain't dealing with the backlash.
That's so stupid.
They can't win the whole thing. They can
think
make
was-
but
I'm just saying it because
Bosco.
I can't deal with the backlash.
What
That would be-
backlash? They haven't won anything.
I think it would be the most shocking national champion of all time.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm saying it because I'm in Big
Cat's
Cat.
obviously going to do it
It
to you
would
as a
be-
joke, but
Yeah,
like,
right.
dude, you think right now can Wisconsin
they're
win?
good. They're a good team.
Okay. Do you think they can win a national championship? Wisconsin's a great program. They
They're on
always
my
do.
list. Let's just put it that they're on the early list.
You are a pussy.
Yeah, big time.
My God.
Arizona.
No.
No.
I think they
I
can
think
get
they
to the Final
could get
Four.
hot with the backcourt.
I just couldn't see them winning the national, like hoisting the trophy.
I'm trying to
I
think of
can't see
Final
it.
Four, and then anything at that point you get.
Remember when Duke beat them and everyone was like, "Oh, it's fine." That was an okay win.
Right. That was early though. That was early.
And I'll never.
At Arizona, they blew them out.
Yeah.
Never-
Missouri.
No.
I don't think they have enough. But
Well, this is your list.
I wrote down. Okay, I did omit some. We'll get to the omits. I wrote them all down. Oh, listen, Missouri beats Alabama, puts up 110. Maybe it's
no wonder why you put them on
recency
there.
bias.
Yeah.
Recency bias. You're right. I probably would cross Missouri. Purdue.
No.
No.
Okay. Michigan State.
No, I don't
No.
think so.
St. John's.
Yes.
Best chance of all the ones you said after
Right.
the first few.
A&M.
No.
No.
Really? With their guards?
They're a team like they're kind of what
Buzz has some pretty good.
Just because you're a really good team does not mean you can win the national
They're
championship.
to me, they're to me what Duke said of Arizona. Like I think they can make like a deep run. I just don't think they could hoist the trophy.
Same.
Of course.
It's also like you do have to realize, I think, that like when you're thinking of these teams as well, obviously the transfer portal's huge, but how the team's forming now. Like
You're also naming all the SEC teams.
I went through. I went straight. I listed the
They're
top.
the deepest of all
I listed the top.
No, of course.
I
but-
listed the top 20 in Ken Palm in order.
Okay.
That's how you got this list.
Are you missing one?
Michigan. Yeah, I'm missing a few.
Wait,
yes,
are
I'll
you-
get to them. I'll get to the omits. Michigan.
I mean, you're missing a glaring one if you're going through Ken Palm.
That means that he didn't go through Ken Palm.
I did go through Ken Palm. I'll get you the. I'll get you the omits.
All right.
I'll get you the omits.
All right, thank you.
All right, I do think Michigan's a stretch, but I do think they got some matchup problems.
I actually think
I'm disgusted
They better
with you,
than a few of the
actually,
teams.
Discuss with me. Okay, we'll see. Texas Tech, I wrote down as an omit. I think it would be a little bit of a leap. I think they could get to a Final Four. I think it's a little bit of a leap to cut down the nets.
I think they can.
I don't
Okay.
I think they get to. I agree with you.
I'm waiting to see what the crazy one is. Iowa State. I wrote.
not it.
I
That's
just
not it.
don't. Good Elite Eight last year, like Otzelberger. It's one of those you do have to take chances. You can't list the full 20. I'll go out
I
on a
believe
hill
in
and
them
say
more than Texas A&M.
I'll go on a hill and say not Iowa State.
Iowa State would be like in that like 6 to like 8 range for me. Like,
But
they're
would
right
you be
there.
surprised? I wouldn't be that
if
surprised.
they won the national title?
They've been at the
A
top of the
little,
game
not
all
really.
year. So
I guess.
Gonzaga is listed in the top 20. I don't think anyone's wasting their time. There you go.
Absolutely not.
Maryland.
No.
Yes.
win the Natty?
That's the one you're discussing with.
I think
don't
they
think
have.
they can-
I think they arguably right now, current form, have the best starting five in the country.
That's
Kevin Willard's been to the second weekend how many
best?
times? Ever? Once?
I know.
the
They're-
best is not
Queen and
true.
Reese are really good.
Eric
I mean,
Queen.
they-
Yeah, that was a wild quote, by the way, by Willard. He was like, if he's white and European, he's going number
Well,
one.
he also and Queen's a phenomenal player. I think he left out the Queen that he can't shoot threes. If he could shoot threes, he would.
Shout out to Montverde. He was an unbelievable player.
If Queen-
Boyle and
if
all
Queen
those guys
could-
delivered
If
them.
Queen could shoot threes, he would be getting projected in the top like 4 or 5.
That's fair. I do think you need to shoot the three, obviously, the way Amy is going. Kentucky, no.
No, I don't think
And
so.
St. Mary's, no. So the way you guys have kind of talked me into,
6.
all right, chop it down. Duke, Auburn, Houston, Florida, Bama, Arizona, St. John's, A&M, and Michigan. And maybe you cross off A&M. Depending on
And
where
Michigan,
you go.
I'm crossing.
So that leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
You're at 9. I'm at 6.
Yeah, I think I'm like 6 as well.
Who do I think is going to win? I would only take about 5 or 6.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I think I'd still make the list 9. It is February. I think you have to have a longer list. You could chop it down in 2-3 weeks, but
Yeah.
that's kind of where we're at. I think that was healthy.
Oh, the debate.
I think it was.
I
There
think
was
it's.
some-
I think Maryland. I think Maryland is a team.
Kevin fucking Willard, dude. I think you gotta.
But you are until you're not. Like
Yeah, but I
Dan
think
Hurley
it's-
wasn't a tournament guy until he broke through and he won back to back.
he also had Maryland does have an unbelievable.
I was just gonna
roster,
ask when the
yes,
last time a
but-
bald coach has won the title, and I was like, "Oh, Dan Hurley's fucking bald."
They won back to
I think
back.
they're really
to back.
fucking good.
So you had the idea, realized it was a bad idea, and still said it anyway.
Yeah, because I realized I was
He
wrong.
loves doing that.
Loves it.
He loves doing that.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. The
I'll
college
give Clemmer because
basketball-
Clemmer was out of that conversation. I'll give Clemmer his 2 minutes. Heaney to the Pirates. What does that do?
It exposed. Okay, that's a close-up. Probably nobody needs, Phil. Why are we doing that?
He's just the worst.
Why? I'm curious. I'm more curious about this. Why do you do that, Phil?
Because you made fun of
It is funny.
No, we did to Rico first.
That just did it on itself.
I would
No, it
randomly.
didn't. That's a lie.
No, it did.
No, you're a liar. So Andrew Heaney, the Pirates. Look, the Pirates, oddly enough, need hitters. They don't need pitchers. So I don't really love this move for them. I guess it makes them a little better. The National League Central, I guess, is the weakest division. But I don't know. It's sad. The Pirates have a payroll of $88 million, which is about half what the Orioles have, and their payroll is sad. That just shows you how pathetic the Pirates' ownership is. They have Paul Skeens right now. You have a great talent, and instead of putting him with better players and actually investing in the team, you're just taking the cheap way out. So shame the Pirates, shame the ownership. I feel bad for Pirates fans.
Yeah.
Andrew Heaney helps, I guess, but what are we doing
I
here?
could care
Still
less
have not
about
signed
Pirates.
a player to a multi-year contract since 2016.
Think about that.
I mean, he
They
should
have not signed a
That's a
free
shocking
agent
stat.
to a multi-year contract in almost 10 years. That is malpractice.
It is.
right
kinda
this
is.
second. The fact that Paul Skeens isn't sign to an extension right now is a problem.
But should he like not want one?
I wouldn't want it if I was him.
No, but
because he could get he's gonna get the
he
fuck
can
you
say
one.
no. But I'm just saying it hasn't even been offered to him.
We don't know that.
No, we do. He said no.
He said it hasn't been offered.
I said there's been no extension talks. I saw a video.
That is insane.
That's what I'm saying. Where it's
I
like,
agree, Marty.
Put an offer in front of him now, where like the Braves do, where it's like, listen, because he does, dude. He still has 5 more years until
I was just gonna say
he's a free agent.
Force him to say no.
Yeah,
You're absolutely right.
What is it 5 more years?
5 more years.
Yeah, 5 more years until he can get real money anyway. Lock him up right now for like give him $100 million right now or something, where he's just like, because he's making what?
Yeah.
Right now he's making the minimum, but now in 3
like
years he'll be making
800,000?
more. Yeah, something like that.
He turns 23 on May 29th, by the way.
In 3 years he'll be eligible for arbitration. Then,
Yeah.
then
But that's it's a pain in the ass too.
of course, and also there's no. What if he blows his arm out tomorrow? There's no guarantee.
That's why a lot of these guys will say yes now, because they could still get their good contract after the $100
Corbin
million.
Carroll, we saw that with.
Yeah.
Churio and the Brewers, we saw that with. Back in the day, your guy Longoria was the
Especially
first guy to do it.
When you start so early, like a lot of the guys get fucked who start when they're 25, 26. This
Aaron
guy's starting
Judge.
at 22. Yeah, even like Steele, we always talk about, like he's gonna be a free agent at 30. It's like his first time hitting the free agency at 30 sucks.
Right.
It does. No, you're absolutely right, Marty.
You get one contract.
The idea the Pirates ownership is just a complete travesty. They have that beautiful ballpark. They have good fans, and they're letting them down. It's just the typical cheap, shitty ownership. We see it in every sport, but it's especially glaring in baseball without the salary cap.
Picks. I'm gonna be excited to watch this game on a Friday night. I do think I saw this tweet for sure. The Big Ten does. I just hate that they're on Peacock, because when I'm setting up the TVs, you go a lot of YouTube TV and or the Spectrum app, setting them all up, and the Big Ten game is usually a big one, and it's not on the scroll, and then I forget about it when I'm looking at it because of Peacock. I don't love that, but the Big Ten does a great job having a big game on. It feels like every night.
It's such a personal, like, weird problem for yourself. You know?
Yeah, it does.
I like that.
I think the Big Ten does a great job because they have like a big game every night. You know what I mean?
It does feel
Fridays
like that. Is
Friday
always
night as well.
dead.
They don't do a ton of
Thursday's
Friday
a
nights,
weird, like
Thursday's an off
usually-
night.
It's always
Thursdays
everybody.
for the UC Irvines and the
Yeah.
Cal State Northridges.
And for Ohio State to just throw their tournament bid.
Let me tell you something.
I couldn't believe how bad they.
I hate Ohio State in a way in basketball because I actually think they're good, and then they some days look like they're the worst team in the country, and then they're like, oh, they can beat anybody.
Right.
That performance was the worst of the year, like by 1,000.
That was bad.
1,000x. That was the worst they played in like.
Must win too.
Yeah.
I mean, it was more. It wasn't even a must win. It was like a can't lose.
Yeah.
Because it's a team like you're 9.5 point favorites at home versus a like non-tournament team. And the one thing that Ohio State could like hang their hat on was they played a really tough schedule. Yeah, they're 15-10 going in the game, but if you look at their losses, they're like all like good teams. Like I think like basically 9 of the 10 teams would beat tournament teams.
Yeah.
Bubble
So
loves
to lose a game like that, and not only lose, to get like your doors blown off at home to a garbage Northwestern team.
the bubble
They
loves
threw the tournament away.
the bubble loves
threw it away.
power conference teams, even if they have a bad record from good
What
leagues.
do you think it's gonna be this year?
Well,
Easiest
I'll say
in the
this:
world.
I think it's first 4 out or last team in. It's Oklahoma. They're
There's
Porter
gonna be another team. Then
Porter
I
Moser's like
guarantee
they're not happy with him. He's a friend of mine, but they're not happy with him, and they're 3-10 in the SEC, and they're talked about being on the bubble.
Well, yeah,
so that's why Ohio State. To my point, to Ohio State, like they play in the Big Ten, they love even if they're 7-9,
Well,
7-11.
Who's the other team? I'm
Ohio
looking
State.
at?
The one thing Ohio State had was really good wins.
Right.
They beat the shit out of Kentucky. They beat Purdue on the road.
They have a really bad loss.
They beat
or no?
Maryland. No, like that was it last night.
good.
That was it.
Yeah.
Because really, they're bad.
No non-conference
Literally, their 3. I think it was their 3 quad, like non-quad 1 losses, were to like Oregon was close, like a 1-point game tournament
Fine.
team, Indiana,
Fine.
and Pitt. And crazy, all like Oregon they should have won. Pitt they absolutely should have won. They blew like a 6-point lead in the
Yeah.
last like 30 seconds. It was insane.
Watch UNC.
Lost in overtime.
UNC's gonna be on that bubble.
100%. They love they're doing that. Meanwhile, a team like if UC Davis, UC San Diego, doesn't
Really good team.
win their conference, they're like not going to get in. Like
Yeah, but
I don't know. I think
that's the that's
see it all the time. Yeah, we
obvious.
see it all-
No,
we've
but
been
not
doing-
even see
yeah.
it. It's like that makes sense.
It's just how they
Who
do.
the fuck are they playing?
And Irvine, they lost last night.
No, I'm talking about UC San Diego. 'Cause
Oh,
now it's UC
gotcha.
like, Irvine can only get in if they
I'm
win.
saying Irvine was like in that mix.
They were.
They
They-
blew it last night. They blew it.
UC San Diego's best win.
Utah State.
It's a good Mountain West win.
There you go. That's where it's like Oklahoma's playing.
Well, it's a chicken and egg thing because these teams don't get the chance to showcase that.
No, they should win.
The teams won't want to play them.
They should win.
Stanford would go play UC San Diego? No chance.
I think Stanford.
I'm saying I'm just saying I picked a team.
Yeah, I do
out
think
west.
so. I do think teams would.
It's
I think I know Arkansas used to do that a lot. They used to play a lot of good mid-major teams where it's
at home, but yeah.
Well, they should still play at home. Like, why would
No, you're right.
Arkansas?
You're right. Yeah,
why
it wouldn't be a home and home. You're right.
Why would like UNC go to UC?
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's hard for these mid-major schools though to like predict. Like a UC San Diego, you don't know that they're going to be really good this year.
This is their first year
coaching
eligible.
You make the schedules like 2 years in advance.
Of course, but that's just like
what
we talked about.
A team
There's
like
a lot
Stanford
of
can't
buzz.
predict that, and then it's like in 2 years it could be a Q3 game, but this year it could be a Q1 game. So you can't really tell.
Yeah, but it's just like that makes sense. Like if they're that good, they should win.
There's a lot of buzz that guy should be National Coach of the Year too.
Stupid.
I disagree.
I think McCollum, if anything,
he should be in the discussion for Coach of the Year
Because he beat
100%.
Utah State.
Because he's 22-4, their first year of them being eligible for the tournament.
I understand that, but it's like Auburn's fucking.
He doesn't have to win it, but we talk about this with the Heisman. He deserves to be in the list.
You know this coach,
He deserves to be a finalist. No, I don't.
Really? Do you want to know?
He must be trying.
He'd be a good guy to know. Sounds like he's a winner.
He must be trying.
I like this guy. What's his coach's name?
I know you've reached.
I actually,
least it was people.
Matt Fraschilla, it just popped up as I was scrolling.
Is it Fran's son?
Well, no, Matt Fraschilla tweeted about
Eric
it. That's
Oh, okay. I got excited.
Eric
No,
Olin.
Matt
right?
Fraschilla is friends.
All right. Who is this now? Eric what?
Olin.
Olin.
Eric Olin.
You have reached out.
I have not reached out.
Is it Olin?
Oh, you're
L-E-N.
smirking a little bit.
Not
You're-
reached
you're
out.
trying- You definitely asked about
I
something.
like Irvine a little bit more, so I'm on the Irvine side
His
on that.
people has reached out to some of their people.
Yeah.
It's
I have not. I have
not
not.
like a
There is
Bosco
not-
to Olin
I am.
one-to-one.
I am more aligned with the Irvine people in
He
that.
has a contact that he could reach out if he
I'm
wants.
more aligned with Irvine in that race.
This is Hammer's Trapezoid of Excellence, by
yes.
Oh.
the way. So these are the teams that have won historically.
See that one all the way up
national-
top, Clever?
That's really good. I mean, to do clearly the best.
So these-
While Gonzaga's in there.
You know who the number one team is right now? Auburn.
Duke beat him.
I know.
Getting back to that.
When they
But
weren't
they were
even as
saying,
good.
Hammer was saying, the VCU and UC San Diego, it's
VCU was
unprecedented.
good. Yes,
to
they're
see
playing unbelievable.
To
Yes.
see mid-majors that
Yes,
close.
I
to
did
Champions
see
It's
that.
good seeing like that line, like Mizzou's on the line, like Iowa State, Arizona.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams that you can.
Duke has a big one this weekend. Illinois.
Oh.
Big
At MSG.
Saturday night. Yep.
Be a good one.
MSG.
Yeah.
They'll
I'm
win
not
that.
going.
I don't think I can go to that.
Yeah.
Is that the only time they play in MSG?
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually do one.
He
season.
tries to
you
play
say
a lot.
Why didn't we go?
Well, we're gonna go when they are the number one seed in the East and they play in Newark in the Sweet 16.
Oh, okay.
Did you see that Illinois
That
thing?
sounds fun. I'll do that.
What's the Illinois thing?
Great.
With
That's like
Greg
the
Gard and like
best time
Wisconsin,
ever.
like Illinois' team was like so sick they didn't shake hands.
Yeah, Illinois'
Oh,
team
yes,
was like
yes.
dead.
Yeah. Last point before I get to the pick, which I originally started this rant. I'll take Michigan minus 2.5. But I do think now I don't know if Ohio State's completely checked out, but that loss alarms me. I think you could start to look at some teams where 3/4 of the way into the season, they're not going to make the tournament, or like things aren't going so great, and you could start to see some teams completely fall apart. I like Hurley. Arizona State is not in a great place. I also think the other one is Kansas might rattle off like 5 losses in a row. I could see them like completely disrupting.
Who lost 5 in a row?
I'm saying I could see Kansas the way like Self is talking about they hate each
They're
other.
not going to disrupt.
I'm just saying
They'll
you
be-
can start
they're
if
not
you
good.
can
They're
you
not
want to
good.
get in front of the wave of a team before they collapse and some bad and they start playing bad basketball and it's
Have-
easy winners.
I think Kansas will be not fine. They're
Listed
not
as a
fine.
7 right now.
Yeah, which like again, do you want to play Kansas as a like I don't I'm not like they're not their bench is all
They were
of a sudden,
people were
like-
saying they were preseason number 1.
No, everyone
most talented,
was. Everyone on paper they are. Like AJ Storr was averaging 19 points a game and he's horrible.
There's a non-factor.
But like Zeke Mayo can take over a game and if Zeke Mayo and Hunter play well, like they can beat a team in the tournament. Like that's it's not a team I don't think they can win the whole thing. I think they might have an early exit, of course, but
It's still
I'm
Bill
still
Self,
not like
yeah.
also they have still 2-3 weeks to get. It's not the end yet.
What's crazy too is if you remember in 2022 it wasn't going massively smooth with Remy Martin in the middle of that year.
Yeah.
We definitely heard some chirps behind the scenes from like some confidential sources, but Remy Martin, like, it wasn't so great. And then they clicked and they end up winning. So it could go. Kansas right now is on the balance beam.
Yeah.
Like hanging on. And it's going to go, they're either going to fall on their face and die, or they're going to figure it out and make it across.
It's always like
and
we
pull off
said.
their
It's like we
rack.
said yesterday. Once that bracket hits and see their matchups, they
All the
have
matchups,
a nice little road.
Michigan -2.5, Clemmer.
All right, I have an old man baseball story I want to tell, because this is what happens when you get old. You have these stories and you tell. So Olin brought up a guy, Steve Olin. So 1993, Cleveland Indians, spring training. There's Steve Olin, Tim Cruz, and Bobby Ojeda are all on a boat. Bobby Ojeda, the old Mets pitcher.
Ojeda.
Ojeda, yeah. And they're all on this boat, and it's dusk. And they end up driving under a dock. They didn't know the dock was there. Olin gets decapitated. He's the closer of the Indians.
Decapitated?
Tim Cruz gets decapitated. He's going to be their new reliever. They
Like
got the Dodgers.
legitimately decapitated?
Dead. Both of them dead. And then Bobby Ojeda got scalped because he was slouching. He had bad posture. And because of that, it saved his life.
Oh, my God.
And he had horrible survivor's guilt. And think about 93 Indians. They got really good the very next year. And you guys have probably heard of Jose Mesa. He was
the guys died while they were active players?
spring training. 2 guys, the same thing.
Jesus.
This isn't a fun story.
And I never said it was fun. I said it was an old man story. Never said it was fun.
Listen, he's been
That was
really
funny.
bad for a couple of weeks. He can get 1 point.
Joey Votto hit a home run
that was
there.
Joey
Down
Gallo.
40, yeah.
That was Joey Gallo. He clipped
yeah.
one.
Never,
down
never,
40 and he
never
hit a
said
throw.
it was a fun story. True story, though.
He's down 40 and he hit a 3.
And you may never have heard of Jose Mesa because Olin was a really good closer, and had he survived, had that not happened, Jose Mesa might have never been in. And maybe the Indians would have won a World Series in '95 or '97. So there you go, old man story. Olin.
Story. I didn't know about
Miami Heat. I'm taking them -3. The Raptors have lost 5 of the last 6.
I like how that ended with Miami Heat. The fact that that's how it got wrapped
Yeah,
up.
it's a crazy story. It's look it up though if you're ever interested in old baseball stuff.
Nuts. Ev.
I'll just got one. I might tweet out more, but I'm taking Nova +1.5. Just a little stinky line there. Nova at home.
I'm Nova as well. Nova,
What do they got?
Marquette.
At home +1.
+1.5, huh? Yeah, that's a team too, by the way. Marquette, I know they're highly ranked at the top of the Big East. I definitely don't think they can win it. They'll be a high seed. I definitely don't.
I mean, they're 20-6.
Definitely don't think they can win it.
I kind of agree with Bosco. Although I do love Cam Jones.
I know, I do too. I still think that I don't know. I like them a lot. I have Dayton -1.5. Please, for the fucking
geez.
love
Stop
of God,
taking them.
Dukes. No, today is they have to win this one.
Ev, you know what's crazy? I'm going through the Zed Key experience in real time. There's
Wild,
multiple
right?
times during the season where I was like, he's the best player on the court.
Yep.
And then I was like, he's literally single-handedly lost us games.
Yep.
And
A lot of turnovers. He can be sloppy with the ball sometimes, for sure.
it's crazy. It's a roller coaster, but I'm back in.
Yeah, it is a wild. I had exact Key experience for 3-4 years. Yeah, it's the pride of Long Island.
Yeah.
What about Sean Stewart?
I like Sean Stewart.
Very athletic. Not the best at
He's
best.
fun. We've needed him because Bradshaw has not been a guy. I actually like Stewart. Stewart's also he's fun. He's good for 1 steal dunk a game.
And like a sick block.
Yeah, no, he's super athletic. He's fun. I'd rather have him on my team than not have him on my team.
Yeah.
We also just have no big guys, so we really need him.
Yep.
Marty, besides Nova, who else you got?
I just did it.
Nova?
No,
And Dayton, right?
Dayton,
Okay.
and I'm also going to do Michigan minus.
I like Michigan as well. Phil.
Jordan Poole, 25+ points tonight versus the Bucks, +110.
Dukes.
Dayton.
Jesus Christ.
Can't recall the chest grab before that. Before
Dayton,
that call.
Merrimack -6.5. And then I took a college lacrosse play that's on right now.
Can you keep track of your record in college lacrosse? I feel like you're
I-
good.
It's just like everything else. You're good for a little bit, and then there's just a patch where you can't see anything.
Yeah, I've been bad. So I'm
Last
really,
week was a good week, but I also gave out to half the company. I got a tip that this game, Penn State and Princeton were playing indoors, and that the goalies couldn't see shit. And the goalie historically could not see shit playing indoors because of the lights. And he said, the tip was take the over. I gave it to 50 people at the company.
What was the score?
It went to overtime, but it was 13-13 or 12-12, and the over was 26.
And you
So it didn't hit.
guys,
One goal in the third quarter. It was on track the entire game.
glad but you guys get the tip?
Nope. No. Totally.
That's fine. I think you could have different
Tipless
circles.
in Seattle.
I know, but that's a
I
tip I
will-
like to even lose those ones.
Nope.
That's fair. That's fair. I didn't even want to say like I got a tip about college lacrosse. Like it was more like friendly group chats than like serious like.
It's also the day we did the show, Pick Central.
No, it was
'Cause
a
that would've
Saturday
been a good pick
morning.
to give out. Okay.
It was a Saturday morning.
There we go.
Nice to know that we're on Duke's mind on a Saturday morning.
Exactly.
Or not at all. Maybe.
All
I
right,
don't
big,
know if you want to be.
yeah, big night. Big night of hoops tonight. Big night of hoops tomorrow.
What about Sunday? Is Sunday a big night of hoops? Or is it a big day of hoops?
Sunday.
Saturday's like a day of hoops.
Really quick, I love the Big Ten game at noon on Sunday.
I like
That's-
the Big East game at noon on Sunday.
Right. Sure. Yeah, I'm down.
No, I like UConn St. John's this Sunday. That's why
That's
I
a
said
big
it.
one.
That's gonna be a great one. Do you think?
I'm glad you guys have this because for those of us that don't have the same joy that you guys have for this is a hellish time of year.
You have a bet on Duke. Watch them.
I know. I just don't get as excited as you guys do. I do watch them. Like,
No, I get it.
I'll text you once in a while and watch them, but like, I'm a very casual. I just don't have the same
Good,
interest.
solid UFC card on Saturday. Get into the violence, Clemmer.
There's
Yeah, I get upset. It makes me
Clement
sad.
doesn't-
The violence.
It makes me so sad.
What about the Celtics?
It's like, God.
Yeah, I watch. I don't know. I'm having a hard time in the NBA this year. I don't. I might just be getting old. I don't know. It might be me. I'm totally allowing that it's me at this point.
Definitely you.
Yeah.
The NBA, the regular seasons.
The
That's
NBA.
it. I love the playoffs.
I like.
That's what old people say.
I love watching the Knicks. Like the regular season's just kind of a drag.
It's bad. It's bad.
The Knicks, like
Is
outside
it though,
of
or do we just suck?
No, I think it's.
I think the
bad.
games are too long. I've seen Hubs tweet about it a lot. I think it's a great
You're
point.
right.
The games always start late. They're late tip-ups, and they start 20 minutes after they're supposed to start. I think that's a big problem as well. Intention spend, because to me, college basketball, as like a gambler, it's 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's
I
so
just want to watch.
fast.
It's just fast.
I
just,
do like
it's-
that.
I get to watch like 2 or 3 slates a night.
Yeah, they're talking about
And
going
it's like
to
4
the-
hours.
That's a nice thing.
7 o'clock
4:10
game, 9 o'clock
quarters.
game, done by 11. You're 7 to 11. You watch 2 slates of games for the most part. and
College basketball.
it's great. Yeah, and then
4-10 quarters.
Definitely saw it on the scroll
I love the halves I would hate
of
the- I like the
ESPN.
halves.
Definitely saw it on the scroll of ESPN, or I happened to be in a hotel room and
I would
they,
be fucking
they
pissed.
talked about it on PTI.
I'd
So
be
it's one of the
fucking
I would
two.
too. The
Which
halves,
I haven't watched in 20
Cavs
years.
or college basketball is so special.
Did you
Yeah,
see that? Like
talking about going quarters.
NBA or whatever. Like they all think halftime's stupid.
They think it's stupid. What do you mean?
Like players would rather not have halftime.
That's pretty hilarious.
That's wild.
You got to make a jump. That's
I
crazy.
kind of
They
get
know
that.
it's like for like ratings and not. I mean like with like their jobs and like.
Did it help ratings? I always thought it was more
ratings.
for like
I think
concessions.
it's for like the jobs or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
and I always like maybe they want more. They're like we don't. They don't need halftime.
Right.
Halftime is quick in the NBA.
But
One-
yeah,
one
before
more
you know
thing.
it, it's March is right here.
I wanted to say this when you guys were talking about the Will Compton like white versus black thing.
Yeah.
Do you think the white basketball team could beat the black basketball team?
With
No.
foreign
NBA
with,
players.
with foreign guys, obviously.
Exactly. Like instead of World versus USA, if they did the Will Compton game.
Still probably not, but
No.
I think with NBA they'd have a decent chance just because you just get the foreign guys. I mean, but still no. I mean, really, just because the white guys have the best player right now.
Like Jokic.
Jokic is the best player in the
Right.
NBA.
And then Luca.
Yeah.
And then you have the best third option according to everybody besides me.
yeah.
There you go.
What? That was all the.
I don't think that team would stack up to the other side.
The depth would be.
Yeah, but that's
have to be a
first.
problem.
Would
That's
struggle.
that's starting five.
The starting five would be
35,
okay.
the other side's pretty good.
On paper, it'd be okay, but like, yeah, that's the thing. They would just have everyone else.
Right. All right, that is Pick Central. Big weekend. March is on its way. Tune in. We'll catch you Monday.